Pediatric Therapy family. I'm going to take these off if the glare gets too bad. I'm coming to you guys now that my kiddos are in bed, and so this is like the quiet time in our house. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is Carissa Tracy. I'm a pediatric physical therapist, and I'm founder and owner of my own practice here in New Braunfels, and it's Pearl. We lovingly just call it Pearl. We take care of your most precious littles. That's where the name comes from. Those beautiful, beautiful jewels and gems that are protected within that shell. I do not take it lightly that people hand me their most prized possessions, their most prized, loved blessing, I guess we could say, in their life. My dad, when I was little, he always used to say, precious cargo. So I'm lovingly understanding from parents and from families that when you guys hand us your littles, it's the most trust you can have with someone, right? So tonight, I wanted to bring you guys just one little topic that I use in sessions all the time, and often it can kind of get babies over that hump of getting stuck when they're trying to learn how to crawl. So, hey Holly, good evening. I just said prized possessions in a live video. What are you gonna do? No, but I was talking about babies and when parents entrust with their care to us, and like how special that is and what that bond is and what that trust level requires. So I just want you guys to know, yeah, I'm so glad you're here, Holly. Just want you guys to know as parents out there that if we are pediatric therapists, we do not take this lightly. We totally get it. We understand that you're scared. We understand that you're not really sure, what the next steps are for physical therapy. And so I hope that myself and other clinicians in this little realm, in this birth to 5, I hope that we provide you comfort. I hope that when you're in our presence and we're trying to help you with your little ones, I hope that you feel safe. And I hope that the information that we bring you guys helps you. So tonight, I wanted to talk about babies that are stuck crawling. So let's say that they are really good at belly time, they're really good at tummy time, they can even play on their tummies and reach for things, but they're not really moving forward anywhere. Let's say, let's just say that snapshot of a baby where they're on belly, they tolerate reaching on belly, but they're not really going anywhere. And you feel like as a parent, gosh, I really want them to start moving along. So this video, I wanted to give you guys a little Pearl position, the wheelbarrow position, which I love. And we're going to talk a little bit about lateral weight shifting on belly. So what we call in the therapy world, prone pivoting. But what I tell parents is like the fetch game. When you have a baby who's on their belly, moving the toy and making them go fetch it. So it's that cause and effect. So let's start there. If y'all can see me, I'm gonna scoot way back. Just pretend I'm sitting on the floor, if we were in session. Let's pretend that you have a baby, like I said, and they're really good at tummy time. What I mean by the fetch game, just like you would for your most favorite puppy, because I love dogs. If you throw the ball and you're wanting the puppy to go get the ball, same concept with little babies. You want to get their attention, whoop, divert their attention, and see if they'll move towards it. So if you have something that's kind of loud or has a pop or something that is some sort of noise, I like these because it gives something to direct their attention, but it's not a musical song that keeps playing and playing and playing. Those I like for like the really young babies that are just kind of hanging out down there. I think the songs are soothing for our young, but if you have an older baby and you're trying to get them to go for things, I like giving them a toy that's like input and then it stops so that the baby has to then engage with, going to get more of it. So if you have a toy that kind of gets baby's attention, if y'all can start not always putting it right in front of them. I think as parents, we're like, here you go. But remember to put it 45 degrees to the side. Remember to put it off, to the side of their belly and see if they'll turn their body and kind of go find it, okay? And so the goal, if you have a baby who can't crawl yet, is to get them on their tummy and see if they can go left and right, around and around, the fetch game. So move the toys little by little, It's kind of like dangling the carrot. Some of you, that example makes sense, but I always tell people, if you're gonna do the dangling the carrot thing where you kind of move the toy and then you want the baby to come, and then you move the toy and you want the baby to come closer to the toy, at some point you need to give it to the baby, like maybe every like third movement of it, or the baby will not trust the game and they will not engage in the game, okay? So the dangling the carrot thing only works so long. If you do that too much, a baby is going to be like, what else you got? Like, I'm over this game. Okay? They're really smart. They really are smart. So make sure that you're kind of moving the toy along while they're on belly, and your goal is to try to get baby to move arm, move arm, move arm, move arm, and that their vision is kind of directing this weight shifting left to right. So if the baby can spin on their belly and get toys, but they're not going forward, you're at least making baby steps, okay? No pun intended. If you can go left to right in a circle, that's a precursor to crawling. So I really like that. If you tell me as a parent, hey, they can spin on their belly and get toys, it's fine, but they're not crawling, I would tell you like, okay, well that's good. That's good. And then your next step is, how do I get baby to move forward instead of just left and right? So I always like to make sure your baby can move left to right in a circle first. But then if you are ready to get the forward motion, again, take your exciting toy, put it in front of baby. And what I want you guys to try is using this lower part of your leg as the little surface that your baby lays over. Their chest is going to go right here on your lower leg, so that you can do this with your leg. You can kind of create this momentum change right there, okay? And so it is the wheelbarrow position for babies. So I know you guys are used to seeing toddlers do the wheelbarrow games in like PE class, and they run around and they grab someone's feet and they run across the gym on their hands. And that is, you know, the toddler or child version of a wheelbarrow position, but babies can really benefit from this variation of it. So again, you use your lower leg so that you can have this weight shift. Y'all see how the baby's like this? And if the toy is kind of over here and you're able to play with them in this rocking, do y'all see how if they really want it, along with your rock momentum, and if they kind of lunge for that toy, you might get the baby to come a little more forward, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of the moving of the toy, do a little more rocking, they might move forward, a little more rocking, and I'm gonna kind of help them ease off of my leg. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like your anchor is underneath their little belly, it starts on their chest, and as the baby feels that shifting from you, your leg is gonna start right here. Do y'all see that as the baby kind of inches its way forward, then your leg becomes like belly level, then hip level, and then they're sliding off your leg. And so the goal is that this momentum that you're providing, just this little weight shift, combined with the toy that's in front of them that they want, it starts to get them, those two things work together to start to initiate a forward type of movement. Now, what I also love about using your lower leg is none of our legs are even. And what I mean is you're always gonna be a little taller, a little thicker on this side by your knee. So do y'all see how this is a little bit of an incline? So when baby is in wheelbarrow and they're working on my right leg, do y'all see how their left is taking a little more weight as they're coming off? And so then when you switch the side, parents, and let's say you use the other leg and you're doing wheelbarrow on this side, do y'all see how this side is taller and this side is shorter? And so you're kind of on this little bit of an incline right here. So as baby is kind of working wheelbarrow to slide off this leg, do y'all see as y'all are using your leg that they're gonna bear a little more weight on this side because it's the lower side? And so if you combine those two and you kind of switch between using your left and right leg and using your calf and kind of shifting as baby is sliding off, they kind of look like a snake as they're sliding off. When you do both sides, you're gonna get one side a little more right arm weight bearing and the other side's a little more left arm weight bearing, and you combine those, and what does that provide, guys? Do it with me. Weight shifting. Okay? So it's just a fun way. If your baby is stuck crawling, I really encourage you to, number one, make sure they can spin in the circle. That is a precursor to crawling. But let's say your baby can do the fetch game, and if you turn the toy, they can go and get it, and you turn the toy this way and they can go and get it, and they're able to spin on their belly and they're not going forward, try the wheelbarrow over your calf muscle, okay? Make sure y'all do both ways, and make sure you understand that that angle of your calf is actually great because it's forcing the baby to be a little off kilter as they snake off, and then you switch, you do the other side, and you're getting the opposite. And so baby is really getting weight shift as they come off, okay? If y'all have any further questions about wheelbarrow, it's kind of hard. I might do my future videos, not so much in here because it's a little easier to show y'all on the floor. I know it's kind of hard on the couch, but this is my safe space to do videos when my babies are sleeping and I don't want to wake them. So I hope that this helps you guys. I hope it gives you just a little bit of a tweak on the position that maybe you've seen, or maybe you've seen a therapist work on wheelbarrow, but they haven't added that shifting part of their calf muscle. Or I see a lot of people work on wheelbarrow on the thigh of the parent, so it'll look kind of like this. They'll have like their legs out in front and then baby's playing like this. Now, that's okay, you guys. I just want you to look at if the baby, if it's too far for baby. If they're inverted, it's not the right angle. So I really, I don't know how thick y'all's thighs are, but my thighs tend to be a little too thick for that, okay? It works better, like if I'm gonna have a child lay over my thighs like that for wheelbarrow, they tend to be more toddler age. That kind of fits my thigh height. So if I have a baby, it really works better over my lower leg, below my knee, my calf area, because it's just closer to the floor, and it's more the correct height for me to really have them get good weight bearing on their palms as they're coming off. So what else? What else can I think to tell y'all about wheelbarrow? I just really love that position, and I wanted to explain it with the leg so that y'all can see how to facilitate true movement forward. The only other thing I would say is you don't want baby to face plant. So as you start, if baby is not getting it and they're like face planting off of your leg, it is totally fine to take your palm and just support chest as they're coming off. So it'll look like this. Let's say you're trying to get baby to move and like they are not getting it, okay? So let's say like you're doing all this weight shifting and they're kind of excited, but as they go off, they look like they're gonna dump. Just take your hand, go right under the nipple line and kind of carry that as they come off. So do y'all see as the baby, even as the baby gets further and further away from me, I could maintain my support on their nipple line area? Because you don't want them to face plant. The only other thing I can say that comes to mind as I'm doing this and as I'm explaining it to parents or other therapists that are trying the technique out is just like any other skill we teach with motor planning, you kind of want to guide the baby, give them a wiggle and support that chest, and then wait a few seconds. And then wiggle and support the chest and, keep bringing them in that forward motion, but allow 1 to 2 seconds of that processing time. And then kind of try it again. Give them a couple seconds to process, keep bringing them off. This will make the babies work on all those muscles that for you and I, we feel when we plank or when we commando crawl, or if y'all are in those adult races and they make you like slide, like crawl under your belly, like through mud and under ropes and all that. That's all the muscle groups that you're really working on with a baby that's doing wheelbarrow, especially if they're having to figure out how to weight shift and slide off your leg. So I hope this helps, and I always like to come on, and I don't plan ahead what these are going to be. I like to hear what y'all have questions on and then speak to it. So again, if you like these videos, this is our Talk and Thrive series at Pearl. If you guys have been seeing me online in a couple places, just wanted to let you know that the videos like this that tend to be a little bit more about either like a treatment technique or maybe a little longer, a little more detail about what we're doing, they are going to stay on the Pearl page. So they're going to stay on Pearl Pediatric Therapy because I feel like that fits more, this education side fits more this page. There is another Facebook group that I am leading, and it's a great community of people. It's called Prenatal to Pre-K Physical Therapy Place. So y'all can find us on Facebook there too. And those, that is more of a community. So that group is much less about me. I'm just leading it to bring a lot of people together in the community who are in that zone of life, the prenatal to pre-K. So you either are living it or you serve that population. And so that is much more about the community kind of being all there for each other, and I'm kind of there in the mix with it, versus these videos that you're going to see on Pearl. These are going to be more specific to therapy, more specific to what I do in my profession and in my practice, so that you can watch these videos. And if these videos are hitting closer to home with your little, or maybe something you're concerned about, or something you feel like is really benefiting you and you want more information, that would be more appropriate to reach out to Pearl, to me here at Pearl Pediatric Therapy. So I hope that helps, because you guys are going to see me in a couple different places. I just kind of wanted to explain the difference. So here at Pearl is going to be more education, therapy related. If you visit me over on prenatal to pre-K and that Facebook group, that is more community. And so we talk about things that are therapy related, and we also talk about just real life stuff, things that come up for the prenatal to pre-K. So I hope this helps. I love all of you guys. I wanted to see if I could catch anybody on at the same time that for me, this is when my house goes quiet. So I know that I'll have a bunch of mamas, a bunch of dads hopping on the replay. So if y'all are here live, say hello. I know Holly's here, and I know her and I do a lot with babies. If y'all are in the San Antonio area, she's fantastic if you're looking for someone to help you with your littles. And then if you guys are watching on replay, just go ahead and write replay. I always like to know something you learned in a video. So if you learned something, I always love to hear in the comments when people are like, I kind of knew this, but I didn't know that, or I've never thought about, this activity like that, or thank you for mentioning blank. So if y'all have comments like that, add them. If you have friends or family that would benefit from these videos, tell them about Pearl's page, and let us help. So we're here to serve in the community. We're a vessel. That's the mission. That's the goal. Okay, so y'all have a great night, and we'll talk soon.